Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eric and you guys are at Gagne Farms here. Today we are just out checking the garden and we got a few things to harvest. I wanted to show you a couple other things here that's been going on. It's really kind of frustrating because if you know me, I was really excited about what was going to happen with this row of onions this year, and it worked 50%. So let me show you. Right here we have onions. And they're all done growing, and they're only about that big, which has happened to us in the past, but we're still going to harvest these. We are going to eat them. I know they're small, but I'm not going to let it go to waste, right? So down here, let me back up 1 second here. All these onions right here, there's some of them that are going, and we're gonna let them go. The ones that are laid flat, we're just gonna pull them. There's a few that are still in there, they're doing good. We're gonna leave those guys. Obviously, we want them to get bigger. But these are all the ones that I actually planted by seed way back at the beginning of the year. They looked great, they did great. I don't know if it was a hard wind and a lot of rain, or if they just got done with their growing cycle. Not sure exactly what happened. They laid over, they're done. Now, in the middle of the row, as you can see right here, is a whole bunch of onions that did not lay over. They're still going strong. They're looking great. These are probably the biggest onions we've ever had in the garden. I've grown bigger onions out back in the field before, but not quite like this. So what I have come to figure out is I must have had the wrong style of onion. I didn't have a long day onion. I had a short or an intermediate day onion for all these ones over here. Now, to my credit, I was trying to cheap out and use the seeds that I had, and Eric's not doing that next year. No way. So these, I'm guessing, are the correct day onion, and that's why they're still growing strong. They were all planted at the same time. I have onions back behind me, did the same thing. A short section in between, and then a long section down here. They didn't do well. But down here at the far end, I did put in onion sets. And these guys, although they don't look real hot, they are still growing. They're not bent over. And they're starting to bulb up now. They were planted a lot later than all of the other onions over here. And also over here down at the far end, don't blame Candace because she was just in here weeding this here a few minutes ago, but we had more onion sets that we put in here. These guys are still doing good. We're gonna let them go. We just got to get in, do a little bit more weeding here yet today, and I'm hoping that the onion sets will do good. The middle row of onions that we had did good, and we're still going to get onions off of the ones that are all done growing. They're just, itty bitty. All I'm gonna do is take them, peel them a little bit. We'll put them in our little slap chopper there. It's not a slap chop, it's a, we call it slap chopper. And we're still gonna use them. We'll package them up. We'll vacuum seal them, and we'll put them in the freezer and use them throughout the entire year. Okay, now here's why I have this little tool right here in my hand. This is a nightmare. This was terrible. It wasn't terrible. This is our garlic row. It wasn't as what we planned to have happen here. A lot of this garlic I actually transplanted. It just started popping up in different spots in the garden that we've grown last year. And I'm like, you know what, we're going to try that. I'm going to just pop them up, put them in down here, and see if they grow. And they did grow. And a lot of it was real small garlic that just we had in the house even. Some of it we did buy. So we did buy some of this down here. Not this. This is a volunteer glad. But some of this is elephant garlic down here. And we did buy that. And we wanted to try the variety. And it did grow pretty well. I don't think that we're going to get a massive yield out of it, but regardless, this stuff's all done and I need to get it out. I want to flip this bed. I want to put in more carrots for hopefully a fall harvest of carrots or something else. But I'm not just gonna let this bed sit here and wilt away. We're gonna get this stuff pulled out. I got a beautiful head of dill here. Oh, I said garlic. I got garlic on the mind. I've got 2 volunteer heads of dill here, and we're gonna use that for sure in our pickles. We're gonna use all this dill up. I'm gonna let the glads grow, but let's get pulling this garlic and see what we got. Haven't really checked out much of the elephant garlic. It's been the first time that we grew it, so apparently we have flies here too. Anyway, let's quit babbling, start digging some of this. Hey, it's got little baby garlics on it. Didn't look like it really bulbed up much. We're gonna get all this stuff drying, and I'll show you guys what we're gonna do with that in just a minute. It's pretty simple. Yeah, Candace, it doesn't look like it bulbed up at all. It's got little baby girls.
Yeah, what's with the little baby ones?
So one reason I'm trying to pull all this garlic up right now is some of it's getting so wilted that I'm gonna lose it, and then it'll just reseed itself and I won't be able to find it. So I'd rather find it now, and it's time. It needs to be pulled up. It obviously didn't grow well here, which is fine. Still smells like garlic to me. See, this is some of the little bulbs that we put in that didn't really grow a bulb at all. They just kind of stayed small. But we'll take that and put it in the food processor and chop her up good. Yep, I think that was about our biggest one right there. And that's pretty good size. I mean, it actually cloved up. But we had some weird watering schedules here with this that we were trying to let everything, just get watered on its own, rainwater, and yeah, it worked. But then we would get, we'd go for 2 months or something, or not 2 months. We go for 2 weeks without much rain at all, and then go for a week where it would be really wet. So I'm not gonna complain too much. We got garlic off of it, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more formed bulb, a distinct bulb on that stuff. But yeah, like I said, we'll eat it. What do you think?
It'll eat?
It'll eat, pig. This is definitely the earliest we've ever harvested garlic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the theme this year for the garden is everything's so early, and I just have a feeling this fall is going to be early too. I could be wrong, but if we have an early fall, we have an early rut for deer season. We might be done hunting before Thanksgiving. We can just sit around and eat our garlic and venison.
We'll have a few more sides with it by then.
I hope so.
Potatoes, carrots.
Potatoes, carrots, onions.
Onions, green beans. Are we playing Where's the Garlic?
Yeah, it's kind of a really crappy game. A lot of it's just that big. The problem is when it comes up in the spring, it looks like it's going to be super huge. And it's not. And then I end up transplanting it all over the place. So next year, when I have a whole bunch of garlic that comes up, I'm like, oh, look at all that garlic. Just tell me not to transplant it.
I'll have to put that in my notes.
Yeah. Well, we got most of our garlic pulled. Well, no, we got all our garlic pulled, and I am going to go through here. I'm going to start pulling the onions that I know are not coming back to life. I don't have any, magic dust to make these beanstalks come back. So we're going to pull these guys out. We're going to get them curing a little bit. I'm not going to cure them real long. We're probably just going to dice these up and put them in the freezer. That's how we eat them usually, is we will just slice them, dice them, vacuum seal them, put them in like 1 cup packs and put them in the freezer. So let's get pulling some of these guys. It's too bad because some of these guys were really starting to come along. They were looking good. They're just nothing left. It looks like most of these are of the red variety. See, this guy here, he's starting to be a nice little shallot there. But I'm happy with at least getting something off of them. How many onions we harvested last year, Candace?
I don't know. Check our video out to find out. That's what I have to do because I don't remember.
That's why we make them. That's why we make our videos too, guys, just so we can go back and look and see how we can improve, how we can maybe change a thing here or there, make a little adjustment, grow bigger, grow better. See this guy here, he's still hanging on, probably not much longer, but we're gonna let him go. This is the area of the garden that if the chickens ever busted in, this is right where they go. They start scratching in this bed right here. So right in this area, we actually lost a few from the chickens, but they weren't getting the onions. They were just scratching around looking for bugs. So we did lose a few from El Chiquiones. Getting warm out, isn't it?
Yeah, not as warm as last week.
No, I hope you guys all survived the first
Summer heat wave.
Summer heat wave. Yeah, that was kind of oppressive.
That was rough. That's hard to do anything in when it's so hot and humid.
We were trying to do some things in the garden. We were trying to video some things, but it was just so hot. We'd come out for like 10-15 minutes and kind of had enough and went back inside. We don't have central air or anything, but we do have some of the in the window air conditioners, and I know it doesn't work real well, but anything's better than nothing on days like that.
Yeah, so we're in the 80s now instead of like the high 90s.
Yeah, high 90s, 95. And the older I get, the less I want to hang out in that stupid heat, I don't know how you guys in the South do it. I have no idea. I commend you for sure, because you guys have to deal with this heat way more than we do. We get, maybe one good batch of heat like this, maybe two, maybe sometimes some years it'd be two little heat waves, and then that's it. Usually about, 80 degrees is about where we're at in the summer, which is just about perfect.
Well, there's always a heat wave at the end of August because school starts.
Yep. Right when school starts, Candace gets to go to her classroom with, you guys don't have air, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, whole class of kids trying to teach, no air. I couldn't do it.
It's an adventure.
I bet it is. So I guess this would be chalked up as a Homestead fail, Candace.
I'm like feeling sad as you keep picking. I'm like, this isn't exciting. Well,
No, this is not.
no, it's sad.
as terrible as we were, I mean, everything was working out real well. You know, we were gonna finally have a good harvest of onions and do all the tricks to grow a good onion, and we did. And I think, best I could tell, I just don't have the variety that likes to grow around these parts. I believe I had the long day onions, but you know, sometimes varieties are a little bit finicky, and some grow better in other areas. I could have a pH imbalance with the soil, so all things I'm going to test. But regardless, right now they're coming out, and I'm hoping that we can get something planted back in this bed. I don't want to leave a whole bed like this for the, you know.
No, that's the bright
fall.
spot. Now we have room for something else.
Right.
This is absolute transparency, what happens on the homestead.
It is. I hate to do it, but you know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie that I'm the greatest onion grower since, you know, Onion Ball Jim, that, you know, when he was growing up as a little, you know, shallot back in the 1860s, that you know, he could grow an onion on rocks, and I'm not that kind of guy. So
we get what we get.
don't throw a fit. Could be sunlight too, you know. Even though we got a long day onion, we're sitting in a shade tree right now. What time is it? 5 o'clock?
5:30, yeah. 5:30.
Yeah. Look where the sun's at.
Yeah.
Shading out the whole garden. Show 'em. That's 5:30 on this side of the garden.
Yeah, the sun's behind this big tree. So we have sun down there at that end, and then sun all the way down there. But all of this gets shady in the evening.
Yeah, look at that. That was an onion onion right there. Look at the difference. It was folded over. I think it had bent, but I mean that bulb was way bigger than these other bulbs. So, well, that's that. Let's get these guys out on our drying rack. I'm gonna show you guys a drying rack real quick, and we'll get these laid out and kind of see what we got. I just got a couple window screens here. They're old junk ones I keep in the pole barn for drying things out on. We're just gonna lay these onions out on one. I'm gonna lay the garlic out on the other one, and we're gonna let them sit in the barn and just kind of marinate here, dry out a little bit, and not gonna let them go very long. We're gonna put these out pretty quick and get these guys back in the freezer. So all in all, we got onions, and we have more onions growing in the garden, so that is a plus. I just try to separate them a little bit so they're not all on top of each other. No big rhyme or reason to this. I'll let them go for a day, maybe two, and then maybe roll them around for another day or two, and that's about it. If I was to store these like long term, like in a I've seen people use nylons. I think Roscoe, and he uses nylons where he'll put an onion in, tie it, and that works really good. Then he can keep it out cold storage in a basement or garage or something. If I was to do that, I would cure these off a lot longer. Not doing that, so like I say, there's probably no reason. I probably don't even honestly need to cure these at all. I don't have time to deal with them today, so that's why they're going on the rack until I can deal with them, and at least they are cured. Some of these bigger ones, you know, there's a couple in here that we can eat on. We can have. I'm not gonna make a slicer on my hamburger with them, but that's all right. So we're just gonna throw these in the barn quick. We'll do the same thing with the garlic. I mean, all in all, that's not bad. I tell you one thing, it is a whole lot more garlic than we grew last year. So I'm going to say that was a slight win. Maybe not wins above expectation. Sometimes with Homestead, you got to take the small ones with the big ones, right? All right, let's go get these guys on the screen quick. Whoopsies. Whoopsies.
Whoopsies is not what I want to hear.
So this garlic, we'll be saving some of this stuff for sure. Look, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a head of garlic like that. I know it's a little funky looking. It doesn't look like it's, you know, Pinterest or nothing, but that's okay. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for taste, not...
I could sure smell them when you pulled them out of that bucket.
Yeah, I know they're very fragrant here for sure. So the little ones, you know, I'll probably end up trying to do something with them. Probably go in the food processor. Oh, keep dropping them on the ground. So, like I said, with the garlic, it was I'm gonna say it was a win for us for sure. We've always had trouble growing garlic here. These got in late. If you guys want to check out my video when I planted these, and I'll link that up above here. But yeah, we got the biggest thing is we harvested garlic, we harvested onions. We're gonna preserve garlic. We're gonna preserve onions. Was it up to my expectations? No, but I'm still doing something with it. We're going to use it. And there's still quite a bit here. If you were to, buy this at the store, this is quite a big money savings, really. So even with the onions. So I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate you guys hanging out and following along with us. And if you guys like this type of thing, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button a little bit. Just give her a good 1-2. And I appreciate you guys following along. We'll catch you on the next one.